Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Mrs. English Channel. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jack.
We're so happy to be here with you today. Every time we record an episode, it feels like meeting old friends again.
Absolutely, Emily. It's always such a joy to share our English learning tips and help people around the world feel more confident when they speak English.
Yes. And before we dive into today's exciting topic, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to Mrs. English Channel if you haven't already.
Your support truly means the world to us. When you like or share our videos, it helps us reach more learners, and that means we can help even more people speak English with confidence.
That's right. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being part of this wonderful learning community.
Yes, we really mean that. And Emily, today's topic is something so many learners have asked us about. It's one of those questions that never gets old.
Oh, yes. Today, we're going to talk about how to train your brain and your mouth to speak in English.
Exactly. It's one of the most important things every English learner needs to understand because speaking a new language isn't just about knowing words or grammar rules.
It's also about training your mind and your mouth to work together so that English can flow naturally when you speak.
That's right. Many people can read and listen in English very well, but when it's time to speak, something feels stuck. Today, we'll explore why that happens and how to fix it.
And don't worry, by the end of this episode, you'll have practical, fun, and effective ways to start training your brain and your mouth every single day.
So, grab your notebook, relax, and let's get started.
So, Jack, let's start with something that almost every English learner has felt before. Many people tell us, I can understand English, I can read books, watch movies, and listen to songs, but when I try to speak, my mouth just freezes.
Oh, yes. That's so true, Emily. I hear that all the time. People often say, Jack, I understand everything in English. I know what people are saying, but I just can't make the words come out of my mouth.
Exactly. It's such a common problem. And you know what? It doesn't mean that you're bad at English or that your brain is slow. It's actually something very natural that happens to almost everyone learning a new language.
That's right. The main reason is simple. People don't train their mouth. Their brain knows English, but their mouth hasn't practiced enough to make those sounds.
Oh, that's a really good point. It's like your brain and your mouth are not yet working as a team. Your mind might know the words, but your mouth isn't used to saying them out loud.
Exactly. Let's think about it this way. It's like reading a book about how to drive a car, but never actually sitting behind the wheel. You know what to do, but your body doesn't know how it feels to do it.
I love that example. You can study all the rules and traffic signs, but until you actually drive, your body doesn't learn the coordination. It's the same with speaking English. Your brain has the knowledge, but your mouth needs the practice.
Right. When we speak, it's not just about thinking, it's also about moving. Our lips, tongue, and mouth muscles are used to our first language. So when we try to speak English, those muscles need special training.
That makes so much sense. It's not just a mental process, it's a physical one too. Speaking English uses different sounds, different positions of the tongue, and even different breathing patterns.
Exactly. It's almost like your mouth is a musical instrument. To play it well, you need to practice every day, not just read about how it works.
So true. That's why even people who understand English perfectly sometimes feel stuck when speaking because their mouth isn't trained yet.
And the good news is, you can train it. Just like exercising your body, you can train your mouth to produce English sounds smoothly and naturally.
I love that idea, Jack. It gives so much hope to learners. Speaking English fluently isn't about being smart. It's about building muscle memory.
Exactly. It's not about intelligence, it's about experience. The more your mouth practices, the easier it becomes.
So, to sum it up, if you understand English but can't speak it, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It just means your mouth hasn't had enough practice yet.
That's right. Your brain already knows more than you think. Now, it's time to let your mouth catch up with your brain.
I like that. Let your mouth catch up with your brain. That's a great way to put it.
Thank you, Emily. And that brings us to our next important idea, how to train your mouth, just like you train your body.
Ooh, yes, this is going to be fun. Let's talk about how your mouth is actually like a muscle and what you can do to make it stronger for speaking English. So, Jack, you just said something really interesting, that our mouths are like muscles. Can you explain a little more about that?
Absolutely, Emily. You see, when we speak, we use many tiny muscles in our lips, tongue, jaw, and even our face. And just like any muscle in your body, they need practice to become strong, flexible, and quick.
Oh, I love that comparison. It's like when we go to the gym, right? If you want strong arms, you don't just read about lifting weights, you actually lift them.
Exactly. You can watch 100 videos about push-ups, but if you never do one yourself, your muscles won't grow. It's the same with English speaking. Your mouth won't become fluent unless you use it again and again.
That's such a powerful image. I think a lot of learners forget that speaking is a physical activity. It's not just thinking about grammar or memorizing vocabulary, it's using your voice, your breath, and your mouth to create sound.
That's right. And what's really interesting is that your mouth can learn just like your hands do. For example, when you play a musical instrument or ride a bike, your hands or legs start to move automatically after a while. That's what we call muscle memory.
Oh, yes, that's true. I remember when I learned to type. At first, I had to look at every key, but after practicing for a while, my fingers just knew where to go without even thinking.
Exactly, Emily. The same thing happens with your mouth when you speak English. At first, it feels strange or stiff. You have to think about every sound, every word. But the more you practice, the more your mouth learns to move naturally.
I think that's so encouraging. It means that even if speaking feels awkward now, it's not because you're bad at it, it's simply because your mouth hasn't built the memory yet.
Yes, and here's something important. You can't train your mouth just once and expect big results. Just like you can't go to the gym one day and suddenly have big muscles.
Oh, I wish it worked that way, but no, it takes time, right?
Exactly. It takes time and regular, consistent practice. Even a few minutes each day makes a big difference.
So we could say that your mouth needs a workout plan, just like your body.
Yes, and that's what we're going to talk about next, how to actually train your mouth with specific techniques that really work.
Oh, I'm excited for that part. So, for everyone listening, get ready because we're about to share one of the most effective ways to start training your mouth, a method called shadowing.
Yes, shadowing. It's one of my favorite techniques because it's fun, practical, and you can do it anywhere, at home, in the park, even while cooking.
Perfect. Let's jump right into it. So, Jack, you mentioned something called shadowing. That sounds a little mysterious. What exactly does it mean?
I know, right? It sounds like something from a spy movie. But actually, shadowing is one of the most powerful techniques for improving your English speaking skills, and it's really simple to do.
I'm curious already. Tell us more. What do learners need to do?
Okay, here's how it works. You listen to someone speaking English, maybe from a podcast, a YouTube video, or even a short movie scene. And while you listen, you repeat exactly what they say, almost at the same time, or just a second after.
So it's like being their shadow, following their voice as closely as possible.
Exactly. That's why it's called shadowing. You try to copy their pronunciation, their rhythm, their tone, and even their emotion. It's like you become their echo, not just saying the words, but feeling them too.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. So, for example, if I'm watching a video and someone says, "Hello, how are you today?" I would repeat right after them, "Hello, how are you today?"
Perfect, Emily. That's exactly how it works. The key is to keep going even if you don't understand every single word. Don't stop or hesitate. Just follow the rhythm and flow of the speaker.
Oh, I love that idea. It helps your mouth get used to moving in English patterns, right?
Yes, and it also helps your ear learn how English sounds in real speed. You're training both your listening and speaking skills at the same time. It's a two-in-one exercise.
So it's like dancing. You listen to the rhythm, then you move with it.
Exactly. English has its own rhythm, its own music. When you shadow someone, you're learning how that music works. When to stress a word, when to pause, how to use emotion in your voice.
I really like that comparison, Jack. It makes learning English feel creative, not mechanical.
Yes, and that's important. You don't want to sound robotic. You want your English to sound alive. Shadowing helps you do that.
So, for beginners, what's the best way to start shadowing?
Great question. Start with short, simple sentences. You can find beginner-friendly videos online, even short clips where people speak slowly and clearly.
So, no need to jump into a TED Talk right away.
Definitely not. Take it step by step. The goal isn't to understand everything. It's to train your mouth to produce English sounds quickly and confidently.
That's such a useful tip. And it also builds confidence, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, 100%. Because the more you repeat what native speakers say, the more your mouth learns to form English sounds naturally. It's like you're rewiring your speaking muscles.
And it's nice because you don't even need a teacher for this. You can just use any video or audio you like.
Exactly. You can do it anytime, while cooking, walking, or even cleaning the house. You're turning your daily routine into a mini English gym.
I love that idea. The English gym.
Yes, think of shadowing as your daily workout for your tongue and lips.
That's amazing, Jack. So, after learners practice shadowing, what's the next step to keep improving?
Well, the next step is something just as simple, but very powerful. It's about repeating short English phrases every day until they become automatic.
Oh, that sounds like the next level of training. Let's talk about that. The magic of simple daily phrases. So, Jack, now that we've talked about shadowing, what's next? You mentioned repeating simple phrases every day. Why is that so important?
That's a great question, Emily. People often think that to practice English, they need to say long, complicated sentences. But in reality, short, simple phrases are the real key to fluency.
Oh, I love that. It's like starting small, but doing it well.
Exactly. Think of it as warm-up exercises for your mouth, just like stretching before a workout. When you repeat simple English phrases every day, you're preparing your mouth and brain to work together smoothly.
That makes perfect sense. So, what kind of simple phrases should learners start with?
Well, start with everyday expressions, things you can actually use in real life. For example, I'm ready. Let's go. I can do it. Good morning. Thank you. These are short but powerful.
And we say them all the time, right? So they're perfect for practice.
Exactly. The goal isn't to say something fancy, it's to make your mouth move in English often. That's how you build speaking comfort.
And I guess the more we repeat them, the more natural they feel.
Yes, that's the magic of repetition. The first few times, you might need to think about each word, but after a while, they come out automatically like lyrics from your favorite song.
Yes, like when you listen to a song again and again, at first you read the lyrics, but soon your mouth just sings without thinking.
Exactly. That's how language works too. Repetition turns words into habits, and habits turn into fluency.
I really like that. Repetition builds habits, and habits build fluency. That's such a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you, Emily. And there's another fun way to make this practice even better. Say these phrases with emotion.
With emotion? What do you mean?
Well, don't just say, I'm ready. Say it with feeling. If you're happy, say it with energy and a smile. I'm ready. If you're tired, say it softly. I'm ready.
Okay. That's so fun. It really brings the words to life.
Yes, and when you add emotion, your pronunciation becomes more natural. You're connecting words with feelings. That's what real communication is all about.
Oh, that's such a great point, Jack. It makes English sound alive, not robotic.
Right. And the more you repeat these simple phrases, the more comfortable your mouth becomes. They start to roll off your tongue naturally.
So basically, these small phrases become like muscle memory for speaking English.
Exactly. Just like you practiced shadowing to copy the rhythm of English, now you're training your mouth to speak without hesitation.
That's wonderful. And once these short phrases become easy, learners can slowly move to longer sentences, right?
Yes, step by step. Fluency isn't built in one big leap. It grows through small daily repetitions. Even 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference over time.
I love that. So if I say, I can do it every morning, maybe one day I'll just start speaking English without fear.
Exactly, Emily. Those simple words carry a lot of power. They prepare both your brain and your heart for English.
That's beautiful, Jack. And I think this connects perfectly to our next topic, something that sounds simple but is really important, speaking out loud even if you're alone.
Oh yes, one of my favorite exercises. It might sound funny at first, but it's a game changer.
Then let's talk about it. How can speaking out loud to yourself actually help you improve faster?
Great question. Let's dive into it.
So, Jack, you mentioned something that sounds both simple and a little funny, speaking out loud even when you're alone. Why is that so powerful?
Oh, Emily, this one is honestly one of my favorite techniques. And yes, it does sound a bit funny at first. But believe me, it's one of the fastest ways to train your mouth and gain confidence in speaking English.
I can imagine people thinking,
won't it feel weird talking to myself?
Yes, maybe a little at first. But here's the truth. When you're alone, you're in your safe English zone. There's no one to judge you, no pressure, no fear of mistakes. You can speak freely and make as many errors as you like.
Oh, I love that idea. A safe English zone. It's like your home becomes your personal English classroom.
Exactly. And the best part is that you don't need a teacher or a partner. You can be your own best English partner.
That's true. So, what should learners talk about when they practice alone?
You can start by simply describing what you're doing. For example, when you're making coffee, say out loud, "I'm making coffee. It smells so good. I need a cup."
Oh, that's fun. It's like narrating your own life in English.
Yes. Or you can talk about your plans for the day. "I need to clean the house. First I'll wash the dishes, then I'll tidy the living room."
That's such a great exercise. It makes English feel useful and connected to real life.
Exactly. You can even describe objects around you. "This is a book. It's red. It's on the table." Simple things, but powerful practice.
And the more you do it, the less shy you feel about speaking, right?
Absolutely. The goal is to get your mouth moving, to produce English sounds regularly. Even if you make mistakes, it doesn't matter. You're training your speaking muscles and building confidence at the same time.
So it's not about being perfect, it's about being active.
Exactly. Think of it like a baby learning to speak. They don't start with perfect sentences. They just make sounds, repeat words, and slowly improve. That's how we learn languages naturally.
That's so true. Babies don't worry about grammar, they just talk, and that's why they get better so quickly.
Right. And adults can do the same thing. The more you make noise in English, the more natural it feels. Your brain starts to connect the words with your actions and surroundings.
Oh, I really like that. Make noise in English. It takes away the fear of mistakes.
Yes, exactly. Don't wait for the perfect time or perfect words. Just speak. The goal is to get used to hearing your own voice in English.
And I think that's a big step for many learners, just hearing themselves speak confidently.
Definitely. At first, it might sound strange, but after a while, you'll start to enjoy it. You'll even begin to notice small improvements. Better pronunciation, smoother sentences, and more confidence.
And maybe one day you'll find yourself talking to yourself in English while cooking or walking outside, and that's a good sign.
Oh, yes. That's when you know English is becoming a part of you.
That's wonderful, Jack. So speaking out loud helps the mouth, helps the brain, and builds confidence all at the same time.
Exactly. It's one of the most practical and powerful habits you can develop. And it's completely free. You just need your voice and a little bit of courage.
I love that. It's a reminder that English learning doesn't always need fancy tools. Sometimes it just starts with you, your voice, and your willingness to try.
Beautifully said, Emily. And this connects perfectly to our next point because once you get used to speaking out loud, the next step is to start thinking in English.
Oh, I love this part. Thinking in English sounds like a big step, but I bet it's easier than most people think.
You are absolutely right. Let's talk about how to start doing that step by step.
So, Jack, now that we've talked about speaking out loud, there's something many learners dream of: thinking in English. It sounds amazing, but also a little difficult. How do we even start?
That's such a good question, Emily. A lot of learners believe that thinking in English is something only advanced speakers can do, but that's not true at all. Everyone can start doing it step by step.
Oh, that's encouraging. So you don't have to be fluent first? You can actually think in English while you're still learning?
Exactly. You don't need to know everything perfectly before you start. Thinking in English is a process, and it begins with small, simple steps. You can start right where you are.
I love that. So what's the first step, Jack?
The first step is to start thinking of single words in English instead of your first language. For example, when you see a glass of water, don't think the word in your native language, just think water. When you feel hungry, think hungry. When it's cold, think cold.
That's actually simple enough. So we're just teaching our brain to label the world in English, one small word at a time.
Exactly. That's how it begins. Your brain starts building a direct connection between what you see and the English word without translation in the middle.
Oh, that's so interesting. Because I think one reason people speak slowly is that they keep translating everything from their first language to English in their heads.
Yes, that's the biggest problem. When you translate, your brain takes an extra step, and that makes your speech slower and less natural.
So if we learn to think in English directly, we can speak faster and more naturally.
Exactly. It's like clearing traffic from your brain's language highway. When you stop translating, your thoughts travel much faster, like driving on a superhighway with no red lights.
I love that image, Jack. A super highway for English thoughts.
Yes, it's a great way to think about it. And once you're comfortable with single words, you can move to short phrases. For example, instead of thinking, I'm hungry in your native language, think it directly in English, I'm hungry.
Or, it's raining. I'm tired. I need to go to the store. Simple sentences that describe what's happening right now.
Perfect examples, Emily. The idea is to train your brain to see and feel in English. You don't have to force yourself to make long, complex thoughts. Just keep it easy and natural.
That sounds so much easier than people think. It's not about being perfect, it's about starting small and doing it often.
Exactly. You can even set small challenges for yourself. For example, try spending 5 minutes each morning thinking only in English about your plans for the day or how you're feeling.
Oh, I love that. It's like mental exercise, a workout for your brain.
Yes, and the more you do it, the stronger your English thinking muscles become. Over time, your brain starts switching to English automatically without you even noticing.
That must feel so amazing to realize one day that your thoughts are flowing in English without effort.
Oh, yes, it's one of the best feelings ever. It's the moment when English stops being a foreign language and becomes part of who you are.
That's beautiful, Jack. And I think this really connects with the idea of confidence. Because when you start thinking in English, you also start feeling more like an English speaker.
Exactly. And when your mind begins to think in English, your speaking becomes faster, smoother, and more natural because your mouth is simply following your thoughts.
That's so powerful. So if we train our mouth and our mind, we can really build fluency from the inside out.
Absolutely. It's like connecting the engine and the wheels of a car. Your brain is the engine, your mouth is the wheel, and English starts moving forward naturally.
I love that image, Jack. So once people start thinking in English, how can they keep that habit strong?
The best way is to surround yourself with English every day, not just when you study, but in your normal life.
Ah, you mean like creating your own English environment, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country?
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about next, how to make English a natural part of your daily life.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite topics. Let's jump right into it. So, Jack, now that we've learned how to think in English, the next question is, how can we make English a real part of our everyday lives?
Ah, yes. That's one of my favorite things to talk about, Emily, because many people still see English as a subject, something they study for an hour and then forget about. But to really improve, you need to start living in English.
Oh, I like that. So, not just study English, but actually live it. Make it part of your daily routine.
Exactly. You don't need to move to an English-speaking country. You can create your own English world right where you are.
That's good news for everyone watching. So, how do we do that, Jack?
Well, there are lots of fun and simple ways. For example, change your phone or computer settings to English. That small change will surround you with English words every single day.
Oh, yes, and it really works because suddenly you start reading things like settings, notifications, calendar, messages, all in English. It's like mini practice without even realizing it.
Exactly. You're learning passively just by doing your normal activities. And here's another tip. Watch short videos or movies in English. You can even start with cartoons or news clips made for beginners.
That's a great idea. And what about subtitles? Should people use them?
Definitely, but here's how. Try using English subtitles instead of ones in your own language. That way, you can connect the sounds you hear with the words you see. It's great for improving both listening and reading at the same time.
Oh, that's so true. I still remember watching my first English movie with English subtitles. It felt challenging at first, but after a few times, it became much easier and even fun.
Yes, it's a bit difficult in the beginning, but soon your brain adjusts. You start recognizing patterns, common phrases, and pronunciation. That's immersion in action.
I love that. And we can also listen to English music, right?
Absolutely. Music is such a powerful way to connect with the language. When you sing along, you're training your mouth, your ears, and your rhythm, all at once.
Oh, I do that all the time. I sing in English when I'm cleaning or cooking. It just makes learning more fun.
Exactly. And that's the key. Make English fun. When you enjoy what you're doing, you'll naturally do it more often, and that consistency is what helps you grow.
So true. And what about reading, Jack? Should learners read in English every day too?
Yes, but it doesn't have to be long or difficult. You can read short news articles, small stories, or even English memes on social media. Anything that makes you curious.
Oh, yes. Memes are great. You learn funny expressions, jokes, and everyday slang without feeling like you're studying.
Exactly. The more you surround yourself with English, the more your brain gets used to it. Soon, English will feel natural, not something you study, but something you simply live with.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. Live with English. It's like inviting the language to be a part of your life.
Yes, think of it like living in a small English bubble, a bubble you create for yourself at home. Every song you hear, every video you watch, every word you read, it all adds up.
And even if you're not in an English-speaking country, you can still feel surrounded by English every single day.
Exactly. And when English becomes part of your daily environment, your progress speeds up without you even noticing.
That's wonderful, Jack. So, small things like changing your phone language, listening to music, watching videos, reading memes, they all help you live in English.
Yes, and it makes learning feel natural and enjoyable, not like a chore. That's the real secret of long-term success.
I love that. So, the message here is don't just study English, live in English.
Exactly. And once you start living in English every day, there's one thing that becomes absolutely essential.
Consistency. Ah, yes, consistency. Doing a little bit every day instead of a lot once in a while.
Exactly, Emily. That's what we're going to talk about next. How staying consistent can completely transform your English learning journey.
So, Jack, now that we've learned how to live in English every day, I think there's one thing that makes all the difference: consistency.
Oh, yes, Emily. You're absolutely right. Consistency is the secret ingredient that turns all those small daily efforts into real long-term results.
I love that, the secret ingredient, because I think so many learners start strong, but then they get tired or lose motivation after a few days.
Yes, that happens all the time. Many people believe they need to study for hours every day to improve, but that's not true at all. The real magic happens when you practice a little every single day.
Oh, that sounds much more realistic. So instead of trying to do 2 hours on Sunday, we can just do 10 minutes every day. And that's actually better.
Exactly. It's just like going to the gym. If you go for 5 minutes every day, you'll get stronger over time. But if you only go once a month for 5 hours, your muscles will still be sore and you won't see much progress.
That's such a good comparison. So our English muscles need short but regular workouts too.
Yes, small, consistent practice builds habits, and habits build skills. When you make English part of your daily routine, it becomes as natural as brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee.
I love that, the secret ingredient, because I think so many learners start strong, but then they get tired or lose motivation after a few days.
Yes, that happens all the time. Many people believe they need to study for hours every day to improve, but that's not true at all. The real magic happens when you practice a little every single day.
Oh, that sounds much more realistic. So instead of trying to do 2 hours on Sunday, we can just do 10 minutes every day. And that's actually better.
Exactly. It's just like going to the gym. If you go for 5 minutes every day, you'll get stronger over time. But if you only go once a month for 5 hours, your muscles will still be sore and you won't see much progress.
That's such a good comparison. So our English muscles need short but regular workouts too.
Yes, small, consistent practice builds habits, and habits build skills. When you make English part of your daily routine, it becomes as natural as brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee.
I love that, the secret ingredient, because I think so many learners start strong, but then they get tired or lose motivation after a few days.
Yes, that happens all the time. Many people believe they need to study for hours every day to improve, but that's not true at all. The real magic happens when you practice a little every single day.
Oh, that sounds much more realistic. So instead of trying to do 2 hours on Sunday, we can just do 10 minutes every day. And that's actually better.
Exactly. It's just like going to the gym. If you go for 5 minutes every day, you'll get stronger over time. But if you only go once a month for 5 hours, your muscles will still be sore and you won't see much progress.
That's such a good comparison. So our English muscles need short but regular workouts too.
Yes, small, consistent practice builds habits, and habits build skills. When you make English part of your daily routine, it becomes as natural as brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee.
I love that, Jack. It makes English feel less like a task and more like a normal part of life.
Exactly. And there's another big advantage. When you practice every day, your brain doesn't forget what you learned. It stays fresh.
Oh, that's true. Because sometimes when you study a lot in one day and then stop for a week, you kind of lose that rhythm.
Exactly. It's like building a fire. If you add a little wood every day, it keeps burning. But if you stop, the fire goes out and you have to start all over again.
I love that image. So we should keep the English fire burning every day.
Yes, that's perfect. Even 5 minutes a day keeps the flame alive. You can watch a short video, repeat a few phrases, read a short article, or talk to yourself in English. All of it counts.
And I guess those 5 minutes can easily turn into 10 or 15 if you start enjoying it.
Exactly. That happens all the time. The hardest part is just starting. Once you begin, it's easy to keep going.
That's so true. It's like exercise. The first step is always the hardest, but once you move, your body wants to keep moving.
Right. And here's another tip. Try to make English a small daily habit, not a huge goal. For example, say to yourself, I'll do 5 minutes of English every day. It's simple and not stressful.
That's so smart, because when the goal is small,
you feel successful, and success gives you motivation to do more.
Exactly. And over time, those little moments build up. You'll look back one day and realize, wow, I've been practicing English for 6 months straight, and it doesn't even feel hard anymore.
That's such a wonderful thought, Jack. It reminds me that fluency isn't something that happens overnight. It grows quietly through those small, consistent steps.
Yes, exactly. And consistency also sends a message to your brain: English is important. When you practice every day, your brain takes it seriously.
So true. It's like telling your brain, hey, this is part of my life now.
Exactly. And that's when English stops feeling like a school subject and starts becoming a real skill, something that's just part of who you are.
I love that, Jack. So, to all our listeners, don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about doing a lot. Just do a little bit every day.
Yes, and remember, progress might feel slow, but every small step counts. It all adds up.
And once you build consistency, the next step comes naturally, learning to love your own voice in English.
Ah, yes, one of my favorite topics. Because your voice, with its accent, tone, and rhythm, is what makes your English truly yours.
I can't wait to talk about that. Let's move on to the next part, celebrating your voice. So, Jack, we've talked about practicing every day, staying consistent, and building habits. But there's something else that's just as important: loving your own voice in English.
Oh, yes, Emily. I absolutely love this part because so many learners hide their voice. They wait until they're perfect before they start speaking. But that's not how it works.
Exactly. I've met so many people who say, I'll start speaking when my accent sounds better, or I don't want to speak because I might make a mistake.
And that's such a shame, isn't it? Because waiting for perfection actually stops you from improving. The truth is, you don't become good before you speak. You become good by speaking.
I love that. You don't have to wait to be perfect to start. You start to become perfect.
Exactly. And your voice, with your accent, your rhythm, your unique way of speaking, it's something to celebrate, not to hide.
That's such an important reminder because many learners feel embarrassed about their accent. But an accent isn't something bad. It's a beautiful part of who you are.
Yes, your accent tells your story. It shows where you come from and what languages you speak. It's a reflection of your journey, not a mistake to fix.
That's so true, Jack. And when you speak English with your own accent, you're not doing it wrong. You're simply doing it your way.
Exactly. The goal of learning English isn't to sound like someone else. It's to communicate clearly, confidently, and authentically in your own voice.
I love that word, authentically, because when you speak with your real voice, you sound more natural, more human.
Yes. And the funny thing is, when you stop worrying about your accent, your pronunciation actually improves faster because you relax and your mouth moves more freely.
That's so true. When we're nervous, our mouth gets tense and the words just don't come out right.
Exactly. But when you celebrate your voice, when you say to yourself, "This is my voice and it's good enough," everything starts to flow.
That's beautiful, Jack. And it's such a confidence boost because when you feel proud of your voice, you naturally speak more, and speaking more is how you improve.
Exactly. It's a wonderful cycle. Confidence leads to speaking, speaking leads to improvement, and improvement leads to even more confidence.
That's such a positive loop. I love that.
Me too. So, to everyone listening, please remember your voice matters. You don't need to sound like a native speaker to be understood or respected.
Yes, communication is the goal, not perfection. If people understand you, you're already succeeding.
Exactly. And the more you use your voice, the more natural and expressive it becomes. Soon, you'll realize that your voice isn't something to fix. It's something to embrace.
That's beautiful. And I think it connects perfectly with the final point of today's episode. Something very powerful you once said, Jack. Your brain will follow your mouth.
Oh, yes, I love that line. It sounds simple, but it carries a deep truth.
I can't wait to talk about that because I think it's the perfect way to finish our episode. Understanding how speaking actually helps your brain learn faster.
Absolutely. Let's dive into that next. It's the perfect ending to our conversation.
So, Jack, we've reached the final part of our talk today, and I just love this last idea. Your brain will follow your mouth. It sounds a little poetic, but it's also deeply true, isn't it?
Yes, Emily, it really is. Many people believe that they must know everything in their heads before they can start speaking, but the truth is the complete opposite. When you start speaking, your brain learns faster.
Wow, that's so powerful. So, you're saying that speaking isn't just a result of learning, it's actually a way to learn better?
Exactly. When you speak, your brain becomes active. It's no longer just receiving information, it's producing it. That's when real learning happens, when you use the language, not just study it.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Because when we speak, our brain is working in so many ways at once, choosing words, building sentences, making sounds.
Yes, it's like a full-body workout for your brain. Every time your mouth forms a word in English, your brain is creating connections, linking meaning, sound, and movement together.
That's such a beautiful image, Jack. The brain and mouth working together like partners.
Exactly. They're a team. When your mouth starts to move in English, your brain says, "Oh, we're doing this now. I'd better catch up." And the more you do it, the stronger that connection becomes.
So, the more we speak, even if it feels hard at first, the faster our brain adapts and helps us.
That's right. It's like telling your brain, "Wake up, we're speaking English now." And then your brain starts working faster, remembering words and building confidence.
I love that. So instead of waiting until our brain feels ready, we should just start speaking and trust that our brain will follow.
Exactly, Emily. That's the secret. You don't wait for your brain to be perfect. You let speaking teach your brain what it needs to know.
Oh, that's so encouraging, Jack. It means we don't need to fear mistakes. They're part of the process.
Yes, absolutely. Every time you speak, even with small errors, your brain learns. It adjusts, corrects, and improves naturally. That's how real fluency is born. Not from silence, but from speaking out loud.
That's beautiful. It reminds me of something we said earlier. Your mouth and brain are like teammates. The more they work together, the stronger they both become.
Yes, and that's why practice is so powerful. Every word you say in English makes your mouth more confident and your brain more familiar with the language.
So, in a way, speaking is both the journey and the destination.
Exactly, Emily. Fluency doesn't come from just reading or listening. It comes from using the language. Speaking makes English real for your brain.
I love that. So, to everyone listening, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you know enough. Start speaking today, and your brain will catch up faster than you think.
Yes, speak boldly, even if it feels uncomfortable. Remember, the fluency you dream of is hiding inside the practice you avoid.
Oh, that's such a wonderful quote, Jack. The fluency you dream of is hiding inside the practice you avoid. I love that.
Thank you, Emily. And it's true, speaking English is a process, not a test. You learn it by living it, one word, one sentence, one conversation at a time.
That's such a perfect way to end today's talk. We started with training our mouths and minds, and we're finishing with something even deeper, the idea that speaking is learning.
Exactly. When you speak, you grow. When you speak, your brain learns. And when you speak with joy, English becomes a part of who you are.
That's so inspiring, Jack.
Thank you, Emily. And to everyone listening, remember, you can do this. You have everything you need to become confident in English.
Yes, you can. Just keep practicing, stay consistent, and celebrate your voice every step of the way.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Mrs. English channel.
Yes, please. Subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends who are also learning English. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what's one English phrase you'll start repeating every day?
We can't wait to read your answers. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
You're amazing. Keep believing in yourself, keep speaking, and keep growing.
See you next time, everyone. And remember, your brain will always follow your mouth.
That's right. Bye for now, and happy speaking.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing.